How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And I must say, I'm excited to be back. I had some things to take care of, but you know what? We're going to get back to business. SOFI was flat on the day. We'll talk about it further. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for SOFI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $5.54, being down 0.36%. On the low, it tested $5.34, and then on the high, testing $5.55. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 32.485 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 41.605 million shares. So we had below average volume on the day, and we just saw like a slight pullback in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it's at 39.56. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, we're also below the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So if you guys remember what I said in my previous video, as long as SOFI can stay above $5.30, it will continue to show some strength. So it's right around that level where it tested on the low at $5.34. So keeping in mind, if we break through this level, that's where we can start getting on to $5.12, and then we want to see support holding up at least around $5.06. Keep in mind the 52-week low is right around $4.82. If we're looking for some strength, we want to see a turnaround. SOFI needs to come back to retest the 21-day EMA, which is at $6.08. You can see in the past it has served as an area of resistance, so that's something we got to keep in mind. But if we can get a break above that level, then I'm looking for a move to the 50-day moving average, which is around $6.47, and then seeing what the stock could do from there. And just probably taking a look at this price action right here, in order for us to make that break going to $7, we're definitely going to have to try to get past $6.68 upon breaking that 50-day as well. So overall, that's what I'm seeing from the chart. So we just need to see some buying coming into the market to see if SOFI can make a move to the upside. But if not, at least you know what it looks like if it decides to pull back and get near to that 52-week low. Now let's take a look at the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for SOFI. Scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings we have here for the 29th, we have Vanguard Total World Stock Market Index Fund ETF that purchased 105,322 shares, and we have Pace Alternative Strategies, which went in with a short position of 27,710 shares. We also go down and we can see JP Morgan Opportunic Equity Long Short Fund Class R6 that took a short position of just over 1.37 million shares. And then we go down more, we have Multi-Manager Directional Alternative Strategies Fund Institutional Class with a short position of 258,775 shares. So that sums it up for the 27th. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 60.60%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 7.38 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.4 million, updated 19 minutes ago, and then for the short ball-fee rate, it is at 2.60%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 27th, it is at 62.80, and then for the close of the 28th, being at 60.60. ratio. So it's still up there. And then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 18.13%, SOFI continues to have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for SOFI. So we can see on the inflow, it was at 30.44 million. And then on the outflow is 23.91 million. So we had an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 5.10 million. On the medium, it was 17.52 million. And then on the small, it was 7.82 million. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 4.23 million. On the medium, it was 12.32 million. And then on the small, it was 7.36 million. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for June the 29th, which is today, we had an inflow of 0.87 million. And then on the 28th, we had an outflow of 3.68 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, you can see that we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, you can see we had more buying than we had selling. And then for the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had some more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 3.56%. So this is a consistent range for SOFI. We know that it gets a lot of trading volume, and we know the conditions inside of the markets have been fairly choppy. We've been seeing a lot of sell-offs and so forth. So let's go on into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details. So for my final thoughts for SOFI, before we start talking about the price action, we had some recent news that came out. So they ended up getting a price target cut from Piper Sandler. They had them at $10 a share and they brought it down to $8 a share. But it does show that there is still upside inside of the play, so that's one thing we have to keep in mind. We've seen the market pull back as a whole and SOFI has followed along with it. So that's just one of the things that you want to be aware of. Now let's talk about the price action. So we ended up seeing a high at $5.55 and we saw a low at $5.34. Keep in mind we have the 21-day EMA, which is at $6.08. So you know what I'm about to say. We need to have price action around or above this level. So SOFI needs to get back to $6. But one thing that is clear, and I said this in my previous videos as well, it is still continuing to hold above $5.30. If it does decide to break through $5.30, then you want to look out for levels around $5.12 as well as $5.06. And if we end up breaking through those areas, we get close to hitting that 52-week low around $4.82. So please add that to your homework if you're going to be trading this play. And of course, keeping an eye on the market conditions, because if we continue to have a sell-off and that 530 support breaks, you already know where the stock it goes. I gave you guys those levels. But if we end up having a turnaround and we make a move to the upside, then we want to see SOFI being able to get back to $6 and make a further move from there. We need strength. We need bulls. We need that buying volume. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, we could see a number of institutions have come in with some pretty serious short positions. This is no surprises considering it is a growth stock that comes with a lot of volatility and also the overall direction of the market. And then when we took a look at the short interest information, SOFI does continue to have short squeeze potential. So that's why you want to keep a very close eye on this play and make sure before you jump in that you're doing your due diligence. And having a strategy is just as important. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see how the stock performs going into tomorrow. We'll talk soon.